All right, good morning and welcome to today live trading section with Vetexx. So on today live Forex and Synthetic Indices trading section, we'll be looking at a few synthetic pairs that we'll be analyzing for today and check out for the outlook, what you'll be anticipating for today, and then see what the market is going to present to us. All right, so uh, I'll be looking for the outlook for today and also do some reviews past trade, like the trade we took yesterday, why we took the trade, and the reason behind the trade, and also what we should look out for today. So I'll be going to the charts, and as you all know, the first pair we do analyze every day is the VTNS. So if you have been active on this daily life analysis, you know that VTNS has been bullish from a weekly time frame, and it's yet to smash the target. So from the weekly time frame, we have a buy structure using the advanced market structure where we have our sweep of liquidity, right? And then a break of structure to the opposite direction, 50% retracement, and then waiting for price to take out the structural liquidity before it continues to the opposite direction. So this is all we have on VTNS on the weekly time frame. So we have a sweep of liquidity here, and then we have our rule number two, which is the break of structure, and then rule number three, 50% retracement, and we have our rule number four here, which is the structural liquidity, and the rule number five. On the weekly time frame, price took out the structural liquidity and continued to the opposite direction, and this is our protected low. So this is what happened on VTNS on the weekly time frame. So we have this structure formed on the weekly time frame, and then price took out the structural liquidity, and it's here to smash this target. So while price is trying to smash the target, there are a series of sell structure that reacted. But once we have a bias, we don't switch to the bias until the target is taken out. So V10S is bullish this way and is here to take out the target. So you can see it has been on a bullish move. So for us to get a clean directional bias on V10S, since it has been bullish on the weekly time frame, we need to find a new continuation setup on the higher time frame, such as the 4 hour, 1 hour, and the 2 hours preferably. So this is what we have. So on the weekly time frame, one price take out structural liquidity for any pairs will always. So if price take out the structural liquidity for any pair, we always wait until the target is taken out before we always continue to the other direction. So the same thing you do when you want to buy is the same thing we will do whenever we want to sell. So they are basically the same thing. Okay. So on VTNS now, so I'm taking this out. Right, this is top-down analysis, knowing price is coming from and knowing where it's going to. So on the weekly time frame, it's coming from this zone and it's going to this zone on the weekly time frame. So now what do we do? This can happen on the weekly, this can happen on the 24-hour, this can happen on the 4 hour time frame. So you always do a top-down analysis first of all. So I'll be taking this out. So on the weekly time frame on 10, starting from the 24-hour time frame, we don't have a continuation yet. So we have this on the 24-hour time frame. So we'll go to the 4 hour time frame and check if you have a continuation on the 4 hour time frame. So we have this continuation since on the 4 hour time frame. We have what a sweep of liquidity, and then we have a structural liquidity, and we have our row number two here, which is our break of structure around here, and our structural liquidity, which is here. Okay, and we have this protected low, which is here, and this becomes what point of interest. Right, this becomes our point of interest. So price is expected to come into this zone, all right, give us a continuation, because since the weekly time frame has left us already, and then we are working with the 4 hour time frame now, Once price tap into this zone, the same pattern that form on the higher time frame, which is this way, all right, you wait for this to form on the lower time frame so that you use it as your continuation and also your confirmation for you to take the trade. So it's going to be something this way before you now take the trade. So this is how it's going to form. So for this V10S now, if price come back into this zone, all right, we anticipate price to give us this move this way. All right. So price coming to this zone, this is the point of interest. Immediately price take out your structural liquidity, you will look out for continuation. So this is how it's going to be. So now this becomes your new structural liquidity. You have this as a structural liquidity. This becomes your sweep of liquidity, structural liquidity, and then we have our protected low, and this becomes what point of interest. So once price take out this structural liquidity, you look out for a continuation on the 1 hour time frame or 30 minutes time frame, and then look out for your confirmation and buy to the upside. So this is what we're anticipating on V10s. So if price does this, this is what is expected of us to do. So this is one of the continuation we'll be anticipating on V10s. So going down to the lower time frame, let's see if we have a recent price action that we can work with. Okay, let's check if you have any recent price action that we can work with. So if I go to the 1 hour time frame, do I have anything on the 1 hour time frame? On the 1 hour time frame, yes, there is a clear structure on the 1 hour time frame. We have this sweep of liquidity, rule number one, and we have rule number two, which is what break of structure. And after this break of structure, we have what uh, a 50% retracement to give us what structural liquidity, which is this, and then we have our protected low. And rule number four, which is the second break of what structure, which is this. So this becomes what our point of interest. Now we are anticipating price to come into this zone. Tap into this zone, give us a continuation. All right. Tap into this zone, give us a continuation this way. All right. Let me take this out. So once price tap into this zone, this becomes what our new sweep. This structural liquidity becomes our new sweep for the buy. So you must see this before you take the buy. So you don't set limit entry because there's higher chances that price might invalidate your setup. Remember, it is not guaranteed. So price might take out your structural liquidity. So we have this. You must wait out for this before you take your trade. So once price do this, wait for price to tap into this zone, give you a confirmation, and then you buy to the upside. So this is what you will look out for. All right. So for example, if you don't wait for this continuation setup, this is something that might happen. Let me show you real quick. So take for example, this is your point of interest, and then you are trying to buy this to the upside. Okay, you put your long tools here, and then you're trying to buy to the upside. Price will come all the way to this zone, started reacting, and you might be in profit, and then it dropped to the downside. So it's always advisable for you to wait for your continuation setup to form before you take any trade. That way you have more confidence in taking that trade. So this is what we have on V10s, and we're anticipating this. We'll be on the lookout for this. Okay. So that is all about V10s. The next pair I'll be checking out is what V10. All right. Let's check V10. What do we have on V10? Starting from the daily time frame, starting from the daily time frame, V10 is bullish. Okay, V10 is bullish on the daily time frame. So we'll go to the 4-hour time frame and check if we have a continuation setup. We can't really tell if V10 is bullish at the moment or is bearish at the moment because it's not coming from any structure. So the first structure we are going to see and the first liquidity is going to take out will be the first structure we'll be working with. Okay, so V10 on the 4-hour time frame, we have this, we have two structure here on the 4-hour time. On the 4-hour time frame, I can actually see one structure where we have this sweep of liquidity. Okay, we have this structural liquidity, and then we have this protected low. So this is what rule number two is sweep of liquidity, break of structure, and then we have our what, second break of structure right here. Okay, so this is what we have on V10s on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, all right. So if I go down to the 2-hour time frame, do we have any structure? Do you have any other structure? So the first structure we have is on the 4-hour time frame, so which is this one. Okay, the next one that we are going to check out on VTNS is this. So let me take this one out. So I'll be on the lookout for the second one. So let's check the recent price action where price is supposed to react from in case price meets this first structure that we have. So we have this type 2 setup, which is this, and then we have this structural liquidity, which is here. Okay, so this is type 2 setup. So provided that price come into this zone and give us our continuation setup, it will still be, it will be worth taking. Okay, if price come and give us our continuation setup, it's still going to be worth taking. Right, so on the 2-hour time frame, this is what we have. So we'll check the 1-hour time frame if we still have another structure, and then we'll be able to anticipate that. So on the 1-hour structure, I can't really see anything more visible than this. Okay, so this is the only one we have. So we have this, and then we have this. We have this POI first, and we have this one first. So any one price react from first, right, will be the one that will work with. Remember, you don't have to force any of it. Anyone you can't see, you just wait for the one that you can see. Right. So this is what we have on V10, and then on V10s we're anticipating a buy. On V10 we're anticipating a buy also. So this is all about V10. Okay. Most important part is waiting for price to tap into your point of interest and give you your continuation setup. So the next pair we'll be checking out is what V15 index. That was the trade we took yesterday. So I'll do a breakdown on the trade, why we took the trade, and then and so on. So starting from the daily time frame, V10s has been bearish. Okay, V15 index has been bearish. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, you have what, a sweep of liquidity. Yeah, you have your protected high. You have structural liquidity. You have what, first break of structure here, and then we have what, second break of structure, which is this, and this becomes what, our point of interest. All right. Now, since you know price is coming from here and it's going here, okay, the next thing for you to do is look out for what, your continuation setup. So you go to the 1-hour time frame. Do we have a continuation setup on the 1-hour time frame? So yesterday V15 index gave us a continuation setup where we have what, our sweep of liquidity here. So we have this sweep of liquidity. We have our structural liquidity here, and we have our protected high right here. And also this becomes our point of interest. So immediately price tap into this zone, we held the trade. This was our TP, and price took out the target and still tanking to the downside. So this is what we had yesterday. So if you are currently active in the, so this was our take profit level, and then price smash it, and it's also still moving to the downside. So there's higher chances that price is moving from this zone and the target is below here. So what we'll be anticipating right now is this move. Okay, price might decide to tank down all the way here, give us a continuation setup this way, and then we'll still look out for another sell until that target is taken out. So this is what we'll be anticipating on V15 index. So V15 index is currently selling from the 4-hour time frame, and we'll be waiting for it to be on it until the target is taken out. So the next pair we'll be checking is V25 one index. V25 one index has been bullish. Okay, starting from the 24-hour time frame, it has been bullish. On the 4-hour time frame, it has been bullish. And yesterday, price took out our structural liquidity on the 4-hour time frame. So marking out the structure, we have this sweep of liquidity here, and then we have what break of structure. We have what protect our structural liquidity 50% retracement, and then rule number 4, which is what price must give us a second break of structure, and we have this protected low here. So rule number 5 has been respected, where price need to take out the structural liquidity and continue the move to the opposite what direction. So price has done that already. And what is the next thing for us to do is to scale down to the lower time frame, which is the 1 hour, and then look out for continuation entry. So that is what we are going to do now. So we have this move here. Okay, we have this remember, this is the 4-hour point of interest. So we have what sweep of liquidity here, structural liquidity, protected low, and this becomes what our point of interest, right? So once price tap into this zone now, once price tap into this zone, we'll hold it through. So this is going to be our entry, and then our TP will be above. Our TP1 is going to be here, then TP2 is going to be around this sell structure that is here. So we'll hold the trade until you do your desired risk to reward. So the TP is going to be open, but TP1 is always going to be above this high for the continuation. So this is what we have on V25 one index. So I'm going to share this to the Telegram community, so every one of you will be on the lookout. Immediately price tap into the point of interest, you look out for your confirmation entry, then you take the buy. Okay, so this is what we have on V25 one index, and I'm going to download that and send it to the Telegram. So the next pair we'll be checking is going to be V25. V25 on the other hand has been on a bullish move since, but we have been bearish for the longest on V25 one index. Okay, so on a weekly time frame, price gave us a move like this. Price gave us this move on the weekly time frame. Let me take it out again. So we have this on the weekly time frame. So we have this sell structure on the weekly time frame. So price, since price just tap into the sell structure, very clear now. So this is what we have on the weekly time frame. On a daily time frame, on a weekly time frame for the buy, remember Deriv trading view doesn't show complete data. So this is what we have. If you are using your MT5, we have a sell structure for V25 V25 index like this. So now that price has tapped into it clearly, we'll be on the 1 hour time frame looking for our sell continuation. So if price give us that move in this zone this way, we'll be glad to take it because it's definitely going to respect it. So on this zone like this, we'll be on the lookout for V25 one index sells continuation. So now you see that it has given us a sweep on the 1 hour time frame. So the next thing for us to do is just to come down a little bit, give us a 50% retracement drop, and then come to the point of interest and then sell off. So this is all we'll be anticipating on V25 on the 1 hour time frame. So now the next pair we'll be checking out is what V31 index. What do we have on V31 index? Starting from the 24-hour time frame, V31 index has been bearish. All right, and recently it came to the point of interest and decided to start selling again. So we have this sweep of liquidity here. We have our protected high here. We have structural liquidity here, and this is our sweep of liquidity, and this is what our structural liquidity, which is right here, right? And this is our point of interest. So price tap into the starting point, take out the structural liquidity, and it's supposed to start going to the opposite direction, which is what it's doing. So we have this. So this is the starting point, and this is the finish point. All right. Now the next thing for me to do is go to the 4 hour time frame and see price has started selling already. So what do we have next? What do we have to do next? Go to the 1 hour time frame and check if price has given us any continuation for a sell. Okay, so on this time frame, we have this structure. So using the Fibonacci retracement, is this structural liquidity up to 50% retracement from this protected high. So let's mark it and check. It is not up to 50%. All right, so we'll be on the look. We'll sit out this one and wait for another pair, another structure to form better. Okay, so currently we have this. So by any chance price does this, break this structure, okay, we'll have a clear setup to work with. So it's now going to be this sweep of liquidity here, all right, and then this is going to be our structural liquidity, and this will be our new point of interest. All right, so this is what we might be anticipating. If price break this structure, then we have this setup, but this is not up to 50% retracement, so we can't work with this. So we can only work with this one at the moment, just this one. Yes, if it break this structure downward. So this is what we'll be anticipating on V31 index. So the next pair I'll be checking is what V51 index. V51 index on the 24-hour time frame. What do we have? Where is price coming from? Where is it going to? Price has been bullish and is trying to retrace down to the downside again. So for the past few days now, we have this buy structure on V51 index. It's going to take a long some weeks before price get down here, but we'll be waiting for it. So we have this, and then we have this structural liquidity, and this is our point of interest on V51 index. So this is what we have, okay, and this is our first break of structure, and this is our second break of structure right here, right? Now for this 24-hour time frame, we'll be anticipating prices to come here, give us a continuation setup on the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll buy. But then let's check the 4 hour time frame. If we have any recent price action of what price is going to do. So on the 4 hour time frame, price is trying to do what we talked about yesterday. Where remember this is a sweep, this is a sweep already, and then we'll be anticipating price to take out this high, give us our first break of structure, then give us a 50% retracement into this zone. All right, so this is what we'll be anticipating on this zone, and that is what price is trying to do. So if price does that, we wouldn't have to wait for the daily time frame point of interest again. So this is what we'll be anticipating on this at this point. Okay, So for V51 index, this is what we're anticipating, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to actually happen. But sometimes you have to predict what the market is going to do before it actually does it. So now the next pair I'll be checking out is what V50 index. What do we have on V15 index? V50 index on the weekly time frame it has been bearish. On the daily time frame, it smashed its TP not quite long. So price was coming from all the way here. We have a sweep hidden inside here, and then this is our what protected high. This was our what uh, structural liquidity. Our first break of structure was here, and then our second break of structure was here. All right, this is the starting point, and down below here is the finish point. And if you scale down to the 4-hour time frame, there are a series of buy on of sales on the 4-hour time frame with lot of continuation setup, and price we are expecting all of them until the full final target was taken out. Okay, so if you had jumped on this trade on the 1 hour continuation from this point of interest, we would have held it to the 24-hour time frame if you know how to swing. And there are series of 4-hour, 1 hour continuation setup that played out during those time also. So if I go to the 4-hour time frame, do we have any continuation setup on the 4-hour time frame? On the 4-hour time frame, we have this sweep of liquidity, which is this, and then we have what a structural liquidity, which is here, and we have what our point of interest here. And this here is our what first break of structure, and we have our second break of structure, which is this, and becomes what our new point of interest. So this is for the 1 hour, this is for the 4-hour time frame. So I'll check for the recent price action. Do we have anything happening currently on the 1 hour time frame or the 4-hour time frame? So if you go to the 1 hour time frame, from yesterday analysis, we have a 1 hour structure here where price tap into the point of interest and is trying to sell. So we have this sweep of liquidity, we have this structural liquidity, and we have this protected high. And this becomes what our new first break of structure, and this is what our second break of structure. And this here becomes our point of interest. Okay. Now that we have this point of interest, this is also on the 1 hour time frame. So price must give you a continuation on the 1 hour time frame. So we have this on the 1 hour time frame currently. So we are anticipating for the break of structure. So this is the structural liquidity now become our sweep for the new 1 hour structure. So let's check if the sweep has not been taken out yet. So we have this. So unfortunately, we can no longer work with this sweep because it's almost as equal to the structural sweep of liquidity. So this is already void. So the next thing we are not going to be working with this uh, sweep any longer for our continuation. So this is going to continue like this. So what we anticipate, all we want price to do now is to just come into this zone, take out this newly created high to become our sweep, and then we just want wait for price. So we want price to do something like this. Let's do next. Since we don't have any, since this one has already been invalidated, so we wanting price to do this in this POI. Give us this, and a new protected high. Then once it tap into it, it drop. So this is what we're anticipating since this has been invalidated already. So we're anticipating this move, all right, on V15 index. And if price refuse to do that, we have another POI above here that we can work with, and there is also another POI here that we can also work with, which is this. Okay, so each anyone that price respect or anyone that play that the way we wanted will be the one that will take. So the next pair will be checking. That's all about V50. The next pair is going to be what? V75 one index. What do we have on V75 one index? Starting from the 24-hour time frame, V75 one index has been selling. So we have this sweep of liquidity here. We have a sweep of liquidity here. We have what? A protected high right here. And we have a sweep of liquidity. And this was our point of interest. So this is the finish point. This is the starting point, and here is the finish point. So if you check closely, okay, price need to take out this finish point before it continue any move. All right, so price get close to it and then reject. So now a lot of people might started buying from here, but price is still going to take everything out because it has not finished the complete move yet. So if you go to the 4-hour time frame, we have a we have what a sell structure on the 4-hour time frame. This is a sweep of liquidity, and this is what our protected high. So from this point here, we have our structural liquidity. So it gives us our first break, give us our second break, and this becomes what our point of interest. So the finish point for this 4-hour point of interest is here. Going to take out this week. Okay, the reason why this is buying from here is because there is a buy structure and price must react on the buy structure since the buy structure has its own liquidity. Okay, so now that we have this sell on the 4-hour time frame and price has already given us a continuation and started respecting it down, and we can work with this POI again. We'll go to the 2-hour time frame and check if there is any recent POI that we can anticipate at the moment. So currently we don't have a recent point of interest, but if I go to the 1-hour time frame, do we have anything that we can work with? So on the 1-hour time frame, we have this sweep of liquidity. We have a sweep of liquidity, which is this. And then we have this structural liquidity. We have our first break, and then we have what second break here, and this becomes what our new protected high. So the whole of this zone becomes our point of interest. Now let's check from the protected high to the break of to the second break of structure if the 50% retracement is valid. So it's almost at it, so it's considered to be valid. So now let's go to the 1-hour time frame if we have a continuation setup. So clearly, let's go to the 30 minutes time frame. Since this is the 1-hour structure, if we can see any continuation structure at this zone. So we don't see anything. There is nothing showing currently on this time frame. So let me go to the 5 minutes and see. So if there is anything on the 5 minutes, we'll reduce our risk if we want to take the trade. So this is not going to work. We don't have any continuation here. There is nothing on this time frame. We don't have any continuation. All right. So the only continuation we had yesterday was this, and it played out, but it didn't give me my confirmation, so I was not able to take the trade. So this was it. It played out here yesterday, smashes the target on the 5 minutes time frame. Well, that is it. So we'll be on the lookout for V75 one index. All right. Be on the lookout for V75 one index. If you give us what we are looking for on from the 1 minute from the 1 hour time frame to the 4 hour time frame, then we'll look out for our continuation for a sell. So we don't have anything serious happening on V75 one index. So we'll check the next pair, which is what V75. What do you have on V75? So yesterday V75 was, remember, we all know that V75 has been bearish for months, and then it started giving us was sales continuation, started giving us buy continuation. But then on the 4 hour time frame, we had this buy continuation yesterday, where we have this sweep of liquidity. So we have this sweep of liquidity, which is this. We have our structural liquidity, which is here, and then we have what our protected low, which is here. And this becomes what our new point of interest. All right. We have our first break of structure. So this is an A plus setup. We have a first break of structure here, and then we have what our second break of what structure. Okay, so going to the 1 hour time frame, there was a continuation yesterday, but one something was missing out from it. So we are not able to take this trade, and price is currently respecting it, but that is not something to panic about. So this was supposed to be the setup, but the sweep is here and the structural liquidity is here. So this makes the setup not to be valid. All right, this makes the setup not to be valid. Sometimes once your setup is not valid, price will come into the point of interest and then try to respect it, but it is not going to always be like that. So maybe the time that you want to finally take something that does not meet your setup, that is when price will take you out. So once once any criteria is missing out from your setup, you don't have to take the trade, no matter how enticing it is. So because the structural liquidity was supposed to be down below, and if the structural liquidity was somewhere around here, the trade will be valid, but it wasn't up to that level, so it's invalid. So if price gives us another continuation for a buy, good. But if it doesn't, we'll be on the lookout for another continuation to form. So what is the next pair on our list? The next pair is what V91 index. V91 index, starting from the daily time frame, V91 index has been bearish and it smashes the target some while ago. So we had a sell from here and it smashes the first target. We have another sell from here, smashes the first target. That is already a past data. So we're only going to be working with the current price action. So the current price action, price is already selling from here and is almost at the target. So we have a sweep of liquidity. We have what a protected high, which is this, and then we have what structural liquidity here, and this is our point of interest. So this is the starting point, and here is the finish point. So this now becomes our what target, and this is a full take profit level. So price is definitely going to take out this low and then give us another continuation on either 1 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame. So currently we don't have any business with V91 index. Okay, so the next pair I'll be checking out is what V100 index. So from all of this analysis, if you're having any confusion, you can always ask your question in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you are getting values from this live analysis. So V100 index is bearish on weekly time frame. All right, it's bearish on weekly time frame, and on the 4 hour time frame, we have this sales continuation. Okay, we have this sales continuation where we have what a sweep of liquidity, we have what a protected high, and we have what our structural liquidity. So price started selling from here, started selling from here and then smashes the target some days ago, which smashes the target here. All right. So V100 index started selling from here and smashing the target here. So now this is not what this now we don't have any business with the 4 hour time frame anymore. So let's check the 2 hour time frame if we have anything that we can work with. Now on the 2 hour time frame, we have a sweep of liquidity which is sitting here, and then we have structural liquidity which is also here, and we have our protected high here. So this becomes our new point of interest. This becomes our new point of interest. So we'll be anticipating price to tap into this zone. So this is what we're anticipating on V100 index. So maybe before the week runs out, price will definitely do all of these things. Okay, so V100 index, this is what we have. So the next pair we'll be checking is what V100. What do we have on V100? So V100 is currently bullish. It's currently bearish on the daily time frame. Around February, we have this point of interest here. This is our sweep. This is our structural liquidity. This is our protected high, and this is what our new point of interest. So price is going to start selling from here, and the target is going to be below here. Okay, so now this is how it's going to look like. It's selling and it's almost at the target. Right now that we know where price is coming from, where it's going to, so no matter what price they start to sell to this downside, we'll go to the 4 hour time frame, knowing that it's coming from the 24-hour time frame. Go to the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, do we have a sales continuation? Of course we do. So we have this sweep of liquidity which is here. We have the structural liquidity to be here, and then this becomes our new protected high, and this is the new point of interest. So as usual, we'll be anticipating price to tap into the zone and then drop to the downside. I won't be going to the 2 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, because there is nothing present at this point of interest. The only 1 hour time frame structure we had there got invalidated. So this is the nearest price action that we will be anticipating, which is here. So price will tap into this zone and then drop to the downside. So we are done with the volatility indices. So the next we'll be anticipating, we'll be analyzing is the step indices, starting from step 100. Step 100 is bullish on the 24-hour time frame, but we don't have any continuation at this point. Okay, you go to the 4 hour time frame, no continuation. Price is not coming from anywhere, it's just buying to the upside. On the 1 hour time frame, same thing happening. So the next pair I'll be checking now is what step 200 index. Step 200 index is bullish on the weekly time frame, and is also bullish on the 1 hour time frame. So we are anticipating this setup for since yesterday, or for like 2 days now, where we have this sweep of liquidity. This is a type 2 setup. Sweep of liquidity, structural liquidity here, and then we have this protected low, which is here, and this becomes what our new point of interest. So we'll be anticipating the price to come back to this zone, give us a continuation, and then we'll buy to the upside. It's as simple as that. So the next pair we'll be checking is what step 300. All these pairs that I've been marking out, once price get to the point of interest and give us our continuation, I will always update in the Telegram community. So that is why you need to be in that place so you don't miss out on any update. And step 300 on the weekly time frame is bullish also, And on the 4 hour time frame, what do we have? We have a buy continuation here. This is what our sweep of liquidity. This is our structural liquidity. This is our protected low. And this is what our new point of interest. So we're anticipating price to come here, give a continuation on the 1 hour time frame and buy to the upside also. So this is all we are anticipating on step 300. So we have a lot of key levels, points of interest to be anticipating. So on step 400, what do we have on step 400? Step 400 is bullish on the 24-hour time frame. The thing with step 400 is that it hasn't given us where it's coming from and where it's going to go to. So the first structural liquidity is going to take out will be what we'll be working with. So currently we have this point of interest on step 400. Where we have this sweep of liquidity here. Sorry, we have this protected low, and then we have what a sweep of liquidity, and this is what our break of structure. So this is a type 1 setup. So until price comes and give a continuation, we won't have anything to do with it. So we'll be anticipating this move also. Price to come to our point of interest before we buy to the upside. So the last but not the least on step index is what? Step 500 index. On step 500, it just smashed TP on the 24-hour time frame where price was coming from here. It's coming from this zone here, and the target was here. But price currently smashing the target and is trying to change trend or trying to tap into another 4-hour point of interest. So price smashed target on the daily time frame here. So if you go to the 4-hour time frame, do we have any continuation that we can work with? So we have this type B setup here, where we have this sweep of liquidity, structural liquidity, and then protected high. So this becomes what our newly created point of interest. So we'll be anticipating the price to come into this zone, give us a continuation, then we'll be able to sell to the downside. So this is what we're anticipating on step 500. Okay, this is what we're anticipating on step 500. So we're anticipating price to do that, then we can then start selling to the downside. Okay, so we are done with volatility indices and also the step indices. So quickly we'll run through the jump pairs. Let's see what we have on jump pairs. So starting from jump 10. Jump 10 is what? Jump 10 is bullish. If you go to the daily time frame, jump 10 is bullish. But the historical data of this jump 10 is not going to show here unless you use your MT5 or you use the weekly time frame on your MT5 before you see it. So on the 4-hour time frame, do we have any buy structure on jump 10? Let's find out. So we have this sweep of liquidity, which is this, and we have a structural liquidity, which is this, and also our protected low on jump 10, and this becomes our new point of interest. So we'll be anticipating the price to also come here, give us a continuation for a buy, then we'll be able to buy jump 10. So if I go to the 2-hour time frame, do we have any other continuation there? Any recent price action? No. So we check the 1-hour time frame, which is the last higher time frame that we check. So we have this sweep of liquidity here. We have a protected low, and we have point of interest. So this becomes our new created point of interest. So now, do we have any continuation setup on V10? Of course we do. So this is it. This is our new continuation setup. So we have this Since this take out this sweep, this becomes our new sweep, right? And then this becomes our new structural liquidity on the 1 hour time frame, and this becomes our new protected low. So this is going to be what our new point of interest. So this is what we have on jump 10. So we're anticipating this move on jump 10. Okay. So we'll be on the lookout for it. The next pair I'll be checking is jump 25. Jump 25 on the 24-hour time frame is bearish, is bullish, yet to smash its target. So on the 4-hour time frame, do we have a buy structure? On the 4-hour time frame, yes, we have a buy structure where we have this sweep of liquidity. We have this protected structural liquidity, protected low, and point of interest. So this is the POI we have on jump 25. Okay, and the next is going to be what? Jump 50. Jump 50. What do we have on jump 50? Jump 50 is currently bearish, and on the 4-hour time frame, we have this structural liquidity. So we have this on jump 50 where we have this structural sweep of liquidity here, and price just take out the structural liquidity on jump 50. So this is what we have. Or better still, yes, this is not so solid. So let me check the 2-hour time frame. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame on jump 50, we have this structure. We have this structure. Price just take it out. We have our sweep here. We have structural liquidity, and this becomes our new protected high. So this is what we have on jump 50. On what? On the 1 hour time frame on jump 50. So quickly let me check my MT5 and let's see where jump 50 is coming from. If we know that it's coming from the weekly time frame, then this cell will check if it's in line with the trend. Okay, jump 50 is bearish at the moment, so we'll still be on the bearish. Okay, jump 50 is bearish, so this we'll be working with this bearish structure on the 1 hour time frame on jump 50. So we'll be looking out for continuation setup. So the next one is going to be what? Jump 75. What do you have on jump 75? Jump 75 has been bearish also. So on the 4 hour time frame, do we have any sell structure on jump 75? On the 4 hour time frame, nothing. So on the 1 hour time frame, what do we have on jump 75? Okay, we have this sell structure on jump 75, which is also a type B setup. So this is it. And then this is the protected high. So we'll be anticipating for this move right on jump 75. And the last but not the least is what? Jump 100. Going to be the last pair we're analyzing for today. Jump 100. What do we have on jump 100? Jump 100 is trying to change trend, but we'll be working with the new current trend because it's not coming from any buy structure, it's not coming from any sell structure. Okay, so this buy that it was respecting just smashes the target, right? So this is the starting point, and the finish point for this buy was somewhere around here. So price just smashes that target, and then we will have another recent price action. So if I go to the 1 hour time frame, do we have any recent price action that we can work with for V100? So we have this currently here. We have this sweep of liquidity, and then we have this structural liquidity and this protected low. Okay, and this is kind of like a type B break here. So this is a type B setup. So the only way we'll be able to take trades, then we'll be able to buy to the upside. All right. So this is all we have for today. So we'll be on the lookout for B25 1S sell, and also we'll be on the lookout for jump 10 and also B50. But I'll be updating in the community anything that comes up. Just the same way I shared the B15 index sell yesterday. So if you're on the lookout, make sure you study, and also this video is going to be on YouTube for a long time, so you can rewatch the video. If you're having any question, you can ask your question in the comment section, and I will be there to answer. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Do have a nice day. Signing out. Goodbye.